Hi everyone, welcome to Casual Watch Talk Sunday Social. The yes, let's. I was just thinking I need to update that intro, but anyway, let's. We've got a
Oh, look, a squirrel.
Yes, I know. We've got a reduced crew, but we're here to give it 110%. So we'll need a lot of participation from everyone in the audience. So keep your questions coming, comments and compliments. Mark, what are you wearing? I'll let you kick us off.
So I'm still in Omega mode. So this is the Seamaster Titanium Tantalum.
Nice.
Very nice.
Which goes with the new wedding ring, because my wedding ring got too large and kept falling off. So I have a titanium rose gold wedding ring now.
Yeah. Hopefully my wife won't see this.
Much cheaper than a titanium tantalum rose gold Omega. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I haven't worn my wedding ring like on the wedding night. I think maybe for a couple of days, but I just couldn't get used to it.
The same company makes wedding rings in titanium, tantalum, tungsten, and zirconium. So take your pick.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Well, should we see if they want to sponsor the show, Mark? Get some more. Todd, you're up next. What are you wearing?
Well, I'm wearing a silicone wedding ring.
Oh, nice.
Cheat. What you want is 11 grams of tantalum on your finger.
It sounds cool. I don't have that. And tonight I thought I'd break out one from the watch box I haven't worn for a while. It's by Seiko Presage Cocktail Time. This is the Mojito. I can't remember which one this one is. It's the red one.
That strap looks too good to be a Seiko strap.
It's not a Seiko strap. That's a strap actually from Straps Co. I love their suede. They have a vintage suede that I think is a really nice look with it.
Oh, very good. Straps Co.'s not a sponsor, but they're welcome to be.
They could be.
I am wearing a new, I'm going to say this wrong, Nezumi, I think it is. It's a micro brand out of small production watch company out of Stockholm. One of their new GMT watches, very cool. So I'll be reviewing that soon. This is they are a sponsor, or they sent this in for review. So let's talk about before we dive. Well, actually, just let's have a hello to everyone. So Kevin, thank you for joining us. Thanks for sending us that video. Very cool. James Blonde, thank you for joining us. Watch Addict, thanks for joining us. Junior, thanks for joining us and being a member. Brian, thanks for joining. Bill K. Bill, you're usually first. You're slacking here. You're like fifth in the chat. We'll let you off this once.
And I remember now it's a Negroni, but Bloody Mary I could get with. I like this Watch Addict. It's good.
Well, it's for Seiko owners, so it's possibly a Virgin Mary.
Listen,
come on.
Okay.
Somebody don't give a man with a gun the ammunition. Just
okay. Before we let's dive into. We're going to do another Q&A one, but we wanted to start off with talking about the MoonSwatch is now available after is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? 2 years maybe? It's now finally Swatch have decided that we are people that can't get to a store are finally allowed to buy this MoonSwatch. So they've released,
but only in the USA and China.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. So, well, there's only 4 colors as well, right? They're only releasing 4. They're releasing this one, which is probably the flagship one. Well, was probably the flagship one, I would say. But they are not. There's only 4 colors, isn't there?
Mission to Moon, Mission to Mars. I think
the funny part is I'm on their website and I can't figure out how you got to the part where you can even buy it online.
Okay, so you go to MoonSwatch here, and then you've got the 4 colors. These are actually probably the 2 popular, aren't they? I guess the red and then the grey one, looking, and then log in to add to cart. So I don't know if I've got a login, but it looks like you can add it to the cart.
It's crazy. I'm not interested in buying one, but I couldn't even figure out how you would buy one.
Yeah. Well, this
And for this one, honestly, the Pagani Design watch is way better. Go ahead.
Yeah, and cheaper.
I can't believe. Come on, there's only 3 of us. Don't make me block one of you.
Well, no, in that case, Sam, you'd have to block 2 of us.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mark likes
don't
it too.
do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
believe it or not, Mark likes it too, and it's just like
I think it's great.
Oh,
That Pagani design,
dear.
I think, is great. I just wish Omega made it. You know.
I should have worn
it's-
mine tonight.
Oh,
Oh, gee, don't. Enough of the Pagani.
I'm gonna have to
design.
buy
I've said
one
enough
before
bad things.
Christmas.
Don't do it.
Go, Mark.
Don't-
You're gonna love it.
So the
Don't positively reward a negative behavior.
you know, so the Christmas extended streams, everyone's got that Pagani design moon watch for Sam.
Right.
Happy Christmas, Sam.
We're all wearing it.
Let's bring this back round. So,
All right.
MoonSwatch. Do we care? Does anybody
Not
care? Do I care?
Not
Do you
anymore,
care?
really.
Nobody cares.
If they had this available to buy when they launched it, I would have had 1 or 2 already in my collection.
Yep.
With all the bad stuff that came out after they were launched, nope, done. Don't care.
Yeah, I am 100% the same. If day one they'd launched this online, and I know there's reasons they couldn't, or whatever reasons they gave, encouraging you to go into store, and then all of the exactly all of the queuing, and then it wasn't like people were queuing outside for the first week. It was hard to get like an iPhone. I mean, this thing went on for months, didn't it? Months and months and months. There was those organized criminal gangs in Spain that were basically accosting people as they went in the store. There was people flipping these for a long time, and then I just couldn't. It just left such a sour taste in my mouth that it totally put me off. I would have bought one day one, no questions asked, if they'd been available online then, or even they'd been like a pre-order, said, hey, we're expecting a high demand.
I probably would have bought 2, 1 for me and my wife. My dad would have bought 1. Like, we all were like very excited about what the potential of this was.
Yeah.
But at that price point, knowing it's a disposable watch, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, I am over it. I think the gimmick's kind of worn off. I wonder how the only watch I have actually gone in and asked about was the Snoopy one. The Snoopy moon phase. I went in and asked our local shop, our local store, Swatch store, twice about it, just because I was interested in seeing it. But you don't hear a lot of people talking about this anymore, do you? You don't hear a lot of people talking about the 50 fathoms either. I wonder why they don't allow this to be on, because I think these are pretty much after that first week these were available in store. I don't remember many stories of people saying that these were hard to get after a certain period.
You'd probably have to hodinky them to get them to sell online.
Is that what have you just coined a term now for companies that are having to dump large amounts of stock online?
Yeah, we're just going to call it a hodinky. Yeah,
Hodinky.
Yeah, I'm afraid I have to hodinky that. What?
Like keep 6 in it. It's a hodinky.
Yeah.
These didn't get really great reviews from people either, though. Like on
I know Ricky had one, didn't he? Ricky at Scottish Watches had one, and he was unimpressed when he actually got one in hand. Although, Brit Pierce likes hers, doesn't she?
I think you're being kind. I think Ricky was downright aggressive about it. I don't think he likes it at all.
Yes. These to me were odd color choices for what I like. This grey one is probably the one that I like the most, but it doesn't have the date on it. So I would have probably gone with that blue one, but even then I didn't like it enough. I queued for this for about an hour in the mall here in Florida when it was released. I queued for it for about an hour, and then my wife gave me that look of what is this, our lives now? And I was like, okay, we'll go with this. But yeah, I mean, I do see a lot of the MoonSwatches in the wild. I saw somebody the other day wearing one. So you do see them in the wild.
One of my colleagues has one, and he must have had it nearly a year now. And sort of he didn't want one of the really popular colors, but he was there with his in-laws from one of the flyover states, I think, in New York City and walked into the boutique and bought the one he wanted. They're if you accept them for what they are, $200 watches, and you like the look, fine. I never had anything against them. There was all the outrage about them devaluing the MoonWatch, which was quite frankly bollocks at that point. I had never had anything against him, but I never had any desire for one. So, and I'm not sure I could ever. Not sure my dignity would let me stand in line for a $200 watch. Give me a break.
Yeah. And these were more, weren't these 400 or 450 or something?
280 or something, I thought.
Yeah. No, these were 400, Mark, weren't they? These,
okay.
50 fathoms.
And for the problem is too, when you get to that price point, you go like, there is a myriad of really good looking Seiko 5s that you could get that are way better watches, actually water resistant. You just, I don't know. I just couldn't get my head around these at that price.
Yeah, I mean, 400's like Hamilton khaki territory, isn't it? On the
if it was $60, okay, that is just a crazy price for that.
Yeah,
because it's also disposable, right? Like you can't have the movement serviced. It's a sealed case, correct?
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, people go back and forth on that, don't they? I know I've heard it either way, but I think largely it's one of those.
You might be able to get the case back off, but you're throwing the movement away and putting a new one in.
Yeah.
But
and then what's the point?
To be fair, that happens with a lot of SW200s as well. Take the case back off, throw the movement out because it's cheaper than fixing it.
Yeah.
And if you want a Blancpain by Swatch as an heirloom, I think you've got some life choices to consider first.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. We've also heard no rumors about what the next one might be. Have we? Because after the MoonSwatch, they're like, what's the next one going to be? And then they released this, which was interesting, wasn't it? But it was like a huge surprise, was it? Because this was almost what people were guessing it would be. I think the only other one you hear about is perhaps a plastic Seamaster, but the rumor mill, or I guess the interest, doesn't seem to be. You don't hear a lot of people discussing what the next one might be. Maybe as we get closer to the next Watches and Wonders, people might start saying.
Yeah. But they had their big success with the MoonSwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Whatever their commercial goals were, I suspect they well and truly met them. If traffic is still good in the Swatch stores, maybe we won't see one for a couple of years. I can't, James. I can't. Well, I could see them doing a Type 20, but I don't think they'd sell any of them.
Maybe get some eyes on Breguet. Yeah.
Yeah, but surely not.
Yeah. The yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're available online, and I did have a little look, and then I just lost interest almost straight away. I was like, oh, I don't really. I mean, I would probably get this one just because looks the most like an actual Speedmaster, but I don't care. I just don't care enough anymore about actually buying one. I haven't looked in general. I know they were saying that Swatch in general got a boost, didn't it? Because people were going in not being able to buy the MoonSwatch and then buying other swatches, which is cool. I mean, a Swatch is that they're good watches, certainly good starter watches, but as far as nothing's really piqued my interest that they've released for a while now, and I was a bit of a Swatch fan at one time. So
the one I liked, actually, when you scroll down, when they had that square one come out, I thought that was interesting. That was kind of cool.
Is this even a new version of it? I don't remember having that stained glass look to it. It was a little bit more yeah, there you go. Yeah. So this is a new version. That's actually not bad looking.
I rather like the one that was next to it.
The price point isn't crazy. You're like $100. Okay.
You like this one, Mark? Or this
one?
That
one. The one with the film.
That one's cool.
Film strip.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's different.
Yeah.
even like the way they did the crystal on it. Like it's funky.
Yeah. God, that's really going to get chipped, though, isn't it? If that's plastic.
Oh, it's going to get destroyed.
But it's a Swatch. I mean, come on.
It looks cool though.
Yeah.
Oh, James Blonde again. See, yeah, I would get that Citizen any day over that Alaska.
Oh, yeah.
Green
Okay.
camo Siosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is oops, I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, for $210, a proper watch.
Yeah, Mikola there.
day.
If AP was part of Swatch next,
Oh yeah,
would be the Royal Oak.
totally.
Yeah, spot on.
That would actually do well.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. And the buttons on the offshore are plastic anyway, aren't they? So they're kind of they're kind of halfway there. Let's yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we've got any other questions come through. Yeah, so we can't. I think the summary is we can't really get excited about the MoonSwatch. Well, let's switch gears for a little bit and talk about this brand NTH. The reason that we're talking about them is that they're basically shuttering. I think it sounds like, doesn't it? They're actually folding the business. They've been going for, I think, probably 5 years. I remember TGV maybe did like a collab with them, and they were being sold through, I'm sure it was a site called Watch.
I thought it was longer than 5, but
yeah, you think so? Longer than 5 years?
I thought it was nearer 10.
Really?
Quite happy to be wrong.
Were they a watch gang brand too? One of those ones?
Possibly. Do you know what? 6x6 guarantee. I feel like they've been going. Maybe you're right, Mark. I thought they were going closer to 5 years, but unfortunately, they're the first. What are they? The first one? They're one of the first ones that I think has cited the current economic climate in the watch industry as being a reason that they are. Let's see if it actually says here when the date was that they were saying that they actually are shuttering the business, unfortunately for them. So, I've never seen. Has anyone ever seen one of these in person? Has anyone in the chat ever seen an NTH in person?
I've only ever seen guys in my various Facebook watch groups who have them, and the guys who have them seem to like the watches.
Watch Gauge was what I was thinking of. Sold by Watch Gauge. Is that Watch Gauge still going anymore?
I don't know.
And Watch Gecko in the UK. So
yeah. Oh, so Watch Gauge is, at least it appears as if they're still going, which is good. So they have Zodiac, G-Shock, NTH. Let's see if they've got any left in stock. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it doesn't. This website's. I wonder if it is still going because this website's not really working that well.
See, a lot of those brands look like watch gang brands. That Devosa was always on there.
Yeah. Because Watch Gang actually own. I don't think it's any of these, but Watch Gang owned. They own Laco, don't they? I think Watch Gang, the company.
No, Laco is definitely certainly used to be a German brand, and it's one of those brands, along with Limes, I think, that only have one distributor in the US, so that they can be difficult to get hold of. But there's a whole bunch of Pforzheim brands, Pforzheim in Germany brands that only have one really weird distributor in the US. At least that used to be the case.
I'm sure that the holding company that owns Watch Gang is.
Oh. Well, the holding company that owns Watch Gang has currently operated a cyber black hole and swallowed Sam. Possibly
Sam got shut down by that holding company.
Sam is rebooting. Please wait.
I am rebooting. Yes. Please bear with me a second, caller. Yes, I basically I was trying to press back on this, and I pressed back on the other one.
There was a whole bunch of mushroom brands that they were selling.
Yeah. The so yeah, so unfortunately, I think for me the problem with NTH, and I think that not the problem with them, the reason that I never bought one is they were like a mixtape. They took like bits of other watches and like things that everyone thought would look cool on a watch that they from other watches, and then they added them to this watch. I think they even got in trouble with Tudor because they were using the snowflakes hands. But actually, Watch Addict said it here that the NTH Devil Diver in person, it looked like a solid Doxa competitor. But that's the problem. That is Doxa's look. Is that look like?
Yeah.
I don't think a Doxa buyer would add an NTH, and I don't think they were cheaper enough for somebody who didn't want to go all out on Doxa would buy one. So maybe they were just in like a weird, because they were very not vanilla designs. The designs played it safe. You know, these are kind of like how an enthusiast would put together a watch, weren't they? They would add in all of the bits that they liked about other watches, and that's what came up.
Anonymous has got the dates I was forgetting, that NTH used to be Lou and Huey, going back to 2009. I just don't know when I don't recall when they became NTH. So I think they had some history, but you know, unfortunately, watch brands come and go all the time. This is sort of, you know, if they're saying the current economic climate, they must have been running close to the edge all the time. Unfortunately, it's just unusual is that we actually found out that they were going out of business, except, you know, in this way rather than the unfortunate way of, you know, them charging your credit card and then going broke before they can deliver the watch.
Yeah, they went.
I'd rather have it this way.
Properly. Yeah, they did it. They did it properly. They went to Instagram. They said it, and hopefully, I mean, it's no good, as you know. You don't like to hear people being out of work, especially at the moment. So hopefully, they all find places, or they manage to spin it back up. So I wonder if that watch gauge is also. Did somebody say that watch gauge had been sold? Because this site looks.
Yeah, it says right there. Bill K says something. I'll highlight it.
Yeah, watch gauge recently sold to a new owner. So I wonder whether it's just because I mean this site obviously needs some work, doesn't it? Because a lot of these links and stuff aren't working.
So the question.
Todd, you're on mute.
If this is indicative of a greater issue with the economy as a whole, and people not being comfortable kind of dipping their toes into the micro brand water per se.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we know that whatever's going on in China has really affected the Swiss watch industry.
I can't hear Mark. Example. Is that just me?
Yeah, it's just I can hear you, Mark. Yeah, Todd, I think it's just.
Well, I can't hear anybody.
So you know, if you've got 40 brands having help from the Swiss government to deal with short time, to help with short hours, but a lot of this is China. Just look at what Ulysse Nardin and was it Girard-Perregaux? It was either Girard-Perregaux or Parmigiani Fleurier struggling after the sort of big fall in sales in China.
Yeah, do you say Ulysse Nardin as well? They're struggling. Yeah. I'm trying to find the owners of Laco, because I'm sure that they are owned now by a holding company that owns or is part of Watch Gang, I feel like. But if anybody knows in the chat, definitely let us know. Because let me see if it's got it on Wikipedia.
I thought they were owned by a German company that supplies a lot of watch cases and dials based in Pforzheim rather than Glasuta. You know, there are two centers of
Yeah,
German watchmaking.
they're owned by Port. It does say they're owned by Portsheim. Let's just see. New start with new owners. For a while, Lacko sailed through troubled waters and had to go into insolvency on the 30th of June 2009. Intensive negotiations with various companies took place. The Kinzel AG has turned out to be an unfavorable partner for a short period of time. Lacko was founded under the umbrella of blah, 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 but Kenzel soon went into liquidation. In spring 2010, Lacko already resumed business with 8 employees and has turned to its original roots. The focus should be on Hanger. Underwent new management. The pilot watches were enhanced further. Since 2009, Lacko has successfully launched dozens of new models. So does that make it sound like they went and span it back up again themselves?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. For some reason, I'm sure somebody told me at a watch show that they were owned by a holding company that owns Watch Gang. But anyway, so let's have a look. So, let's have a look here. We've got
Bobby Boldy.
Yeah, so he says, casual watch reviews, NTH stands for nod to history. I actually am fine with a well-balanced generic watch look, even though that does mean the watch does not have much character. Yeah, and there is a place for it, but it seems like yeah, maybe not enough people. Bobby,
I mean, without being rude to Bobby, the place for it may well be somewhere like Macy's.
Yeah.
You know, or even when it was going Sears, depending on the price point. But if you're appealing to a very narrow audience, you tend to have something that's, has more character.
Yeah.
Because you've got to stand out to a well-informed group. But, I've never seen an NTH watch or even a Lou and Huey for that matter. But, there were so many micro brands for a long time. It was hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an interesting comment. Michael, welcome. He says Random Rob sent him over. That's awesome. Yeah, a big thanks to Random Rob there. I haven't ever reached out to Random Rob to see if he wants to come on the show. I for some reason assumed that he might not do, but he's obviously absolutely more than welcome if you are there.
So and welcome Michael too.
Yeah, and welcome, Michael. Yeah, thank you very much for joining. Okay, so we discussed the news about the MoonSwatch being available online, which we decided we don't care about anymore. NTH, unfortunately, sad, but they look like they're closing down. I'm trying to think. It was a pretty light week for watch news, wasn't it? I mean, I made a video on the Hodinkee watch, which the Hodinkee online ceramics G-Shock that I got for like $50, which was a steal. So that was pretty cool. I've been really, I don't know how you feel about this brand, Mark, but or if you've seen them in person, but I've been on a real kick with Unimatic at the moment. I even bought like another one this week. In fact, Random Rob was the only person that's ever reviewed this watch before, but I bought a titanium Unimatic. I bought the tool watch, and then I managed to get this off eBay. I actually got a really good deal on it, actually, which was really cool. But the tool watch, for some reason, was the kind of back case was a little bit too convex, and it ended up bothering me for some reason. But have you ever flirted with Unimatic? Have you ever seen one in person, or
they seem to have toned down their designs to become a little bit more normal? There used to be a guy, one of the Scottish watches contributors, who was a huge fan of Unimatic.
Oh yeah.
I've seen them, but they're competent. But I've never been in a position to buy one. That they were always sort of one of those that since I'm a Christopher Ward fan, they were sitting there going, I can buy a Christopher Ward. So
yeah, so they've tried to become more accessible, and I was joking,
become slightly less odd, haven't they?
Yes, they have, and the price has come down. So they started off with the NH35A stuff, and then they went to the SW200, which is in here. And I think they might have even put an ETA GMT in one of them, and they were making limited editions. But now with that tool watch that I bought, that was less than $600. These are using that Seiko GMT movement, so not the Miyota that we've seen.
Oh, the NH34.
Yeah, and they put that in. Now I'm still wobbly about that movement. I don't like the Seiko, the 4R35s, the 6Rs. I don't like them. I've not had good experience with them keeping good timekeeping or not getting magnetized. So I am wary about buying a Seiko affordable GMT movement like this. I don't know, but that's my opinion on it. I love the look of it, but I feel weird about it. I don't know. Well, Todd, did you see these Unimatics with the Seiko movement in any?
I've been always sort of on the fence on their design, and that's just a style choice. Like they're a little bit too minimalist for me usually. This one's good looking. I like that one, especially the one with the stainless steel bezel.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I think these Seiko movements, they gain and lose. They're not the best, perfect timekeepers, but they last a lifetime of beating. You probably never are going to have to get it serviced. It's just one of those watches. Like I have no reservations about that movement. I would like to actually get one of the Seikos. My son has the yellow dial one, and I really like the look of it. When he wears it, it is eye catching. So I don't know.
I do like these Unimatics. The tool watch that I had, it had that slightly concave. Also, this one isn't too bad, but a lot of the watches, or the tool watch, the lugs didn't slope down, and I thought that wouldn't bother me, but it's weird how little tiny nuances in a watch case can make a huge difference, and it meant that the strap really kind of pulled down on the sides instead of it pulling sort of more sideways. It was kind of pulling down, which bothered me a little bit, but I don't know. I'd like to see one of these. I want Unimatic to come on the show. I bet that's a fascinating story of how they came up with that brand. We actually had a really good comment. Well, we've got two comments. So Watch Addict, Todd, you might have to back us up on here unless Mark's a secret American football fan. But so it says
it was MotoGP today, so I didn't care.
It is Football Sunday. Can we get your take on Breitling's NFL collab watches?
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, you've heard nothing. Oh, they've got they did the Cowboys. I think they did the Chiefs.
So they're just like having the team branding on the dial.
Oh yeah, but they're not these. They've gone all in with the chronomat. The Dolphins one's absolutely awesome. So you've got the Miami Dolphins there with the pure with the teal dial, of course, the turquoise, as David Scottish Watches would say.
Turquoise,
yeah, with the orange that they've used. I mean, this is for your absolute die-hard fans. You've got NFL on the back, and then you've got. I think they've done the Cowboys. I thought I noticed the Kansas Chiefs. Oh, they've got the Raiders. And then they've got
they'll sell a bunch of those in Vegas.
Yeah,
with
yeah. Oh, look at that! They've got loads. They've got the Green Bay Packers there. So I wonder actually how many they've done. Whether they've done.
Was there an upcharge over a standard chronomat for this?
So 9,200 for this for the NFL one, and then let's have a look here. Chronomat. Chronomat there.
Well, while you're looking it up,
one.
I'm not a big chronomat guy to begin with.
There is.
Just never really loved the look of it, but this feels really gimmicky to me. I wouldn't.
Wow, they are knocked. They've covered low. You've got a Broncos one there. So some have come with a normal strap. Oh, maybe you get a choice. They've gone all out. Like they've covered nearly.
They probably just have a whole NFL contract for the whole
thing. So the standard
Get your
chrono,
favorite
Matt,
team.
8,550, and then so there is a premium. So it's about
1,200.
like a 250 or something extra. Yeah, $250 extra to get it branded with the Colts. They've got.
That's not too bad. And if you want to watch and you're a big fan, why not? I mean, this sort of
it's not
sponsorship
Hodinkee,
deal.
Well,
if
it was
Hodinkee. If you're a fan of a team that is going to do badly, they might get Hodinkied in 6 months' time. But
I mean, this is you're all in, aren't you? How you'd have to. I think these would probably be quite hard to shift on the pre-owned, wouldn't they? Because you'd have to find somebody who was a fan of that. I mean, there's no de-badging these, is there?
This is a guy who buys a loge, at the stadium, and he wears this at home games to be cool with his friends. I don't know. That's not for me.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a request here. Anonymous is saying, I want to hear Sam gush over Mike France again. Sam's inner fanboy is due to pop back out. We can talk about Christopher Ward. In fact, we got another comment, haven't we?
We've got some comments, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Iger says, I regret not buying a Christopher Ward years ago. Their prices are skyrocketing. We can definitely talk about that, to be honest, because
I regret trading off as many as I did.
Well, there was a time that you took a bath for them on the pre-owned. There was a time that you took a bath for them on the pre-owned.
You still do for most of them. There's probably only 4 Christopher Wards that have properly held their value.
Yeah, and to be honest, let's actually pull up the thing is as well
but I don't know. The prices are on most of them are only like a few $100s. It's not like they're half price like they were.
They've moved from 800 to 1,100 typically.
Yeah, let's talk about it, because this is Michael. You've asked a really good comment here, and and also Anonymous. I always take the opportunity to gush about their Christopher Ward, but to be honest, you're saying that years ago. Well, the thing is, they cycle through models so much. I mean, it's not. Some of the Christopher Ward models, it's like watching an episode of Game of Thrones. You have a favorite, and then they get killed off at the next episode. It's they don't keep. There's only a few models that they've consistently kept around, haven't they? If you're thinking of a Christopher Ward 4 years ago, the model range is nothing. I don't even the Sealander wasn't out 4 years ago.
Their typical model cycle is 4 years between updates. They have been ruthless in killing lines that don't sell.
Yes.
So they used to have a motorsport line, dead and gone.
Yes. Yeah.
They used to have an aerospace line, dead and gone.
Yep.
So if things don't sell, they are ruthless to kill them. Yeah.
Yeah. They still have that big giant chronograph, the Bumblebeast. Is that one still even an option?
You mean the 70s one?
No. They had a wonderful chronograph.
They had a Trident chronograph that was a monster.
Huge, like 17 millimeter.
Yeah.
No, they've killed it off. It was the one that had the funky colors.
The yellow and black. Yeah. It was handsome looking watch to steal from Dave's vernacular. I just never grabbed one.
No, Chris, who used to do the podcast with me. Interestingly, I'm bringing the podcast back, everyone. So keep tuned to your nearest, podcast of choice. I'm just getting a few guest hosts together. But yeah, they killed that off. I know Chris had one, and he did like it, but it was a beast. I think maybe the Sealander is that's not come to its 4 years yet, but the Sealander definitely. Mark, how much do you think the Sealander's gone up since it was launched? I mean, it's not. Well, the fact is, I don't think it's gone up crazy amount. But they also used to do those $100 vouchers, didn't they? Or was it $120?
They killed the vouchers 2 years ago. I think the last vouchers would have run out. It was December 31st, it's either 21 or 22. So they killed those vouchers, and they used to issue them once a quarter when Loop came out. CW claimed that very few of them actually got used. So the forum members and the Facebook
Yeah.
enthusiast group would use them religiously. But
Yeah.
general, sort of, if you're on the mailing list, a lot of people didn't. I think I
Well,
used one once, but
I
This
used
watch,
one, but honestly, I
I did
think
too.
that I thought it was a great advertising gimmick for them because it made you think about it. When you saw that voucher and it had it had the silver inlay on it, didn't it? The embossed silver money on there. It felt like they were giving you a money voucher for it. I actually thought that was pretty cool that they did that.
The Sealander, I feel like it started around $9.25 on the bracelet.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
actually
know if it was
change the
on. I don't know if
bracelet.
it was less than 1,000 on the bracelet.
Let's see the beta bracelet. Because
I
the
think
beta
I
bracelet
think
is
the
what it used to be
initial, I
available.
feel like the initial offering was because the initial plain one that wasn't GMT was very affordable. I want to say the non-GMT
wanna say
model was like $650 or something.
I
No,
think
it
you're right.
wouldn't have been
think
that affordable.
no,
Uh,
I think it was seven. I feel like it was 760 or something, the standard.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it came out after Brexit when the pound tanked, so it couldn't have been that cheap.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, this hasn't really gone up that much, has it?
No.
Although that's the dial that
That's on strap.
Yeah, that's on the strap. Yeah, so 810. We can actually go. Can't we go to the Wayback Machine?
There's. Oh, you're not a forum member, are you? I can, if you don't mind me going on mute, I can look at the forum prices.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, do they keep a tally of it? Do they?
In the archive, yeah.
So let's go back to what we think in 2019. Let's have a look here. February the 24th. I'm struggling to think when the Sealander, when I did that Sealander review. I think it was 2021.
Yeah.
They released it.
Anonymous was with me. Yeah, that's what I thought. The GMT was like $950.
Yeah, so we're back in 2019, which really wasn't that long ago. And look, the models are completely different. I mean, that was their Trident GMT at the time. There was no. I had this one. That was a right dinner plate. This diver. But
It was
this
a cool looking watch, though. I had that blue one too.
Yeah. So look, it's even. Yeah, so it's a completely different lineup. Basically, none of these watches still exist. And for a watch company 5 years ago, I mean, for a watch company. Yeah, I mean, Rolex, the same models for the last however many years. So let's just go, let's go to, I feel like 2021 was the Sealander. For some reason, I've got 2021 in my head, but let's have a look in February. I might not have done it.
April 2021, apparently.
April.
For Sealander.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to April. Let's shift one along here. Come on. Just a minute. Let's just load it. So this was.
Ooh, I love that one too.
February. Oh, that was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. We're like reminiscing. So Anonymous is not only getting us
walking
down memory lane.
Us wax on about Christopher Ward. It's happening, brother.
It's happening. You got what you want. You can't say that we don't give the viewers what they want.
Just be careful what you ask for, viewers. Just be really careful.
Yeah. So let's see if this loads. So this is
an online ceramics website there. What's happening?
April. Let's have a look. April. Oh, this isn't loading. This is April. So they've still got that old one. Let's see if they've got the. Watches.
Refresh that page. I feel like that's not hitting right.
Yeah, let's just refresh it because it was the first time they added the sports watch. The Sealander was the first time they used sports watch as a category. So let's.
Anonymous wants us to talk about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders next week, so that's the topic.
We can definitely do that.
Well, there's that whole TV show, isn't there?
I'll even do some research for that topic.
You can watch all the seasons of it.
Mark's gonna go. He's got a lot of research to do.
Let's have a look. So it can't have been. So they had Mark, April 2021. They still had your motorsport category. They swapped the motorsport category out for the sports watch. So let's go. Well, I think we're gonna have to go even further. We're gonna have to go further forward, aren't we? Than that.
All Sunday social roads lead to CW. That's right, Mark. Welcome to the Sunday Social.
Yeah. This is it. This is what casual watch talk is basically a front for Christopher Ward talk.
Yeah.
But we'll never tell anyone. It's a secret.
Yes.
Let's see if we can load up. So this is, I'm going right to what, I forgot what date that was. I think it was like October or something, 2021. So let's see if that's got the reason that we're doing all this I've got is to see how much the Sealander has gone up, because the view that they've skyrocketed. They've definitely gone up. I don't know if they've skyrocketed. So let's just see if we can actually sports watch, new category sports watch. So let's click on here.
I think that the entry point on new
entry
watches
point has
going
definitely
forward
moved.
has gone up. Yeah.
No,
I mean, they are struggling to keep their entry point below 1,000.
Yeah.
That's why you see watches on a strap being 995. I think why people think they've gone up
this is Euro.
in particular is that they've launched models at the top end as well. So 870, so they've got 500.
Yeah, so 870. So the euro is about, it's about the dollar, isn't it? I mean, it's not exactly, but it's about
1.02, something like that.
Yeah. So let's just go to, so it was 870 in 2021 on the Beta bracelet. That's this watch, and now it's at 995. So that's an increase of around about $120 in 3 years.
Which actually isn't too bad.
It's not really bad. What Mark and I were talking about is that they just keep pushing the envelope of their tech, and so like the watches aren't like this anymore. You're not getting that. They're not making anything just quote unquote basic.
What they've done is they've started introducing watches that are higher end.
Yeah.
And the Bel Canto wasn't the first of those. It was just the most obvious. The C7 Apex in 2018, the C60 Apex 2019,
5% per year.
Then the Concept, then the Bel Canto. All of those have been the higher end watches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 12 is a more expensive watch.
Yeah.
Also, but it's
and the 12X is is that the most expensive watch they've ever sold? 12X?
I think so. I think the 12X is the most expensive. I mean, that Lumiere as well was, I mean, that is really a huge step up in terms of like the fit and finish on Christopher Ward is always excellent, but that is a real luxury watch. Somebody asked about Watch Addict says, why Dallas? Well, honestly,
isn't that where Mike Pearson lives?
Mike Pearson, yeah. Well, yeah.
Sorry, isn't that where Mike Pearson lives?
But that's what I was going to say. Yeah. So yeah, that's where Mike Pearson is. So I'm guessing that's like who they just employed. So I guess that's why maybe. Somebody mentioned it's by the airport, but I don't think that makes a difference really. Yeah.
The sad part about it is that my wife, who has zero interest in watches, is going to go to Dallas before I do. I mean, she's certainly not going to the CW showroom. She's probably going to Bucky's to buy all sorts of junk and bring home. So I'm not entirely happy about this.
Yeah, we have to do a Christmas pilgrimage to Bucky's, but it's about an hour away.
And that's one of the things. Like I have one of the older, Mark, you know the model. I can't remember, one of the older manual wind SH21 5-day power reserve that I got for a steal on the secondary market that I'm just going to continue to hold on to, because that was one of those watches. It was $2,000 when it came out 8 years ago.
Well, my first Christopher Ward was the second watch that had the SH21 in it, and that's going back 9 years, and that was over $2,000 9 years ago. So they've always had some limited editions at the pricey end.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's one I'm just holding on to, because I feel like I've always said from the beginning, and this may be just, dreaming and big fan of Christopher Ward, that they are on a trajectory to become a brand that will be a legacy brand. I think.
I think they will. Yeah.
And so I've been holding on to the couple that I have left. That they're permanent parts of my collection.
I mean, I can think of maybe 3 or 4 Christopher Ward models that have held their value or gone up. C7 Apex, C60 Apex, kind of, sorta. The C60 Concept, definitely, which is the the skeleton, and then the blue and the green bel canto. So there's 5 watches, I think, that have maintained their value or possibly even gone up, but that's about it. Everything else, if it's in good condition and it's relatively rare, limited, you might get 70% of what you paid for it. Everything else is about 50, which is in line with every other used watch.
It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, some perform better than others. I mean, Christopher Ward also do those sales, don't they? Those you should sign up to mailing list because some. Although the last sale,
they don't do sales anymore. They don't.
Well, they sell off the returned items.
The liquidation. They do a liquidation sale.
Yeah. They do liquidation sales. They do what they call nearly new.
Yeah.
Which are the watches that have been returned and are sellable, or that they are showroom models. But even there, you're looking at 30%.
Yeah. They used to be a lot better than that, didn't it? They used to be. I mean, they had some lingering for a long time. They had some. I think once it's not here, but they used to have like a sale thing. They had some lingering for a while. I think once I don't know what everybody else's opinion on this, but I think once they started doing watches without putting the full name on the dial, the ones that did have the full name on the dial didn't do so well in the sale. That was the impression that I got.
And I saw a question up above about applied logos. Yes, the logos are applied. It's 5 separate pieces. So you have the cross and the four squares, but they do have the applied logo now.
Yeah, I got into a funny back and forth with a commenter about this the other day. They're like, "Oh, I wish they'd just put the name on the dial." I'm like, "God, you like the..." Everybody complained about that. Oh, I would buy one if it didn't have the name on the dial. Why has it got the name on the dial? Why is the name at 9? Why is the name at 12? Why have they put the name? You're like, all right. Well, I even did a video asking Mike specifically why the name was on the dial, and he said in the video why the name was on the dial, and they had to do it for a period of time. So now everybody's. I think their logo is one of the best logos in the whole watch business. It's precise. It has an actual meaning behind it. It's the the English and the Swiss flags. It actually has a meaning behind it. So which is more than you can say for the vast majority of other brands, certainly independent brands. So I think this new style, not only is it here to stay, I think it's like a market improvement, even though I have that Elite 1000 that has the name on the dial, and I quite like the fact that it's got the name on the dial.
I will say I've always loved the Phoebus logo, so we're just going to go with that. I love that octopus. So
yeah, the King Octopus. Yeah, I actually, one of the watches I reviewed, they'd applied it, and it didn't look too bad applied. It's extremely intricate, isn't it? The Phoebus.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about,
I show that watch to someone else. They're like, "I love that octopus." I'm like, "I know, it's just like."
I've got another Phoebus coming in actually. If anybody's not familiar with, actually, if anybody's upset about NTH going down, the Phoebus they really make a great watch. The only thing with them I'd say with Phoebus is I think they've now, the cases and the bracelets have got so good that I feel like they've gone beyond the NH. Go away.
Oh, maybe.
I feel like they should experiment with different movements. I'm going to be reviewing this Leviathan. They've got a new one coming out, so I'm going to be reviewing this one shortly on the channel. I think they should actually experiment with Solitas or higher end like 901, 9051 Miotas, because they've been loyal to the NH35A, but I feel like the cases, bracelets, and all of that, they could step it up in price. And
so well made. Yeah. But really, for the price, it's a very impressive brand, because to me they're like Zelos, and Zelos is just a notch above.
Yeah, Zelos. Yeah, Zelos is a notch. But I just reviewed that Zelos, and that, speaking of Christopher Ward, that Zelos had they called it Lumabrite, I think, instead of Globalite. I'm not sure whether that was a ceramic, but they've just released a watch with that solid bloom, similar to not similar, but in keeping with what the Lumiere's done.
That's another one of those watches I regret selling.
And of course, whilst we're on logos, don't forget just how good the Pagani Design logo is too.
Oh dear.
Yes, you got the shield in there. Yeah, it's a really good. Yeah, even the logo's a ripoff.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh dear. Enough about that before we go down. And I'm surprised they've not made. I mean, what are they actually? Let's have a look at that. What the hell are they
Here we go.
ripping off now? Because I mean, I was at one time. It was no brand was safe from Pagani Design abusing it. They had like Citizens on. Oh yeah, so there you go. There's a cheeky Tudor. Oh look, there's a cheeky Aquaterra. Oh,
yep.
The Tissot PRX. That isn't safe. Oh dear. Oh god, Richard Mill. Oh dear. Oh,
I didn't even know they had a website. I've never even looked at their website.
Yeah, Shop Men's. Let's see what.
I thought they were all just it was just AliExpress stores.
Yeah, so they've got the typical ones that they rip off, or they got the left-hand drive there. But yeah, look at that. They've done $89 for a Tissot PRX copy. They want to be bloody ashamed of themselves.
They even get into like Royal Oaks. They get
look, a Breitling ripoff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Aqua Racer tag. There's a Citizen ripoff. Can't believe that. And this Citizen watch, I mean, it's like in the $400 range, but why go to the length of that? That's actually a ripoff of a flipping Universal Genève, not Universal Genève, Artisans de Genève design.
I see one of Mark's watches right there.
There's a Seamaster ripoff.
The Seamaster ripoff right there.
Well, that's a Planet Ocean. I don't have a Planet Ocean. And let's face it, Seiko did a Seamaster ripoff this week too.
They did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about? Let's move.
Let's see this one. That'd be a good one to wrap the show up on. Now.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about this one. So
it was
Seiko...
it was they did a. There you go. It's that one in the middle, the Prospex.
This one.
Yeah. Well, it's if you put a helium escape valve on it,
and change the case shape and put stained glass window.
They've had that one for a minute. That's been around.
Yeah,
it's the Marine Master. The Marine Master.
Okay, let's the new Marine Master. Actually, that's a beautiful.
It is a very nice watch, actually. But then they couldn't help themselves. And they had to cheap out on the bracelet.
No, this one.
You're getting called out, Mark. Watch Addict says no way.
Which one are you thinking? Here we go, Marine Master. Let's have a look. I have to watch this whole. So you mean this one, Mark?
I mean the white dial black bezel. I would have bought over my Seamaster until I figured out just how badly they cheaped out on the bracelet.
I was having an argument with somebody in the comments section about. I made that video about Grand Seiko, and they are like, "Well, maybe this one."
I wish they would get their bracelets.
They are beautiful watches, but
they make a great watch, but the bracelets are always disappointing.
But why do they do that? Because their cases are some of the best in the. Seiko can make a huge watch case that wears like
a dream.
Beautiful.
Yeah. My Turtles are some of my favorite watches to wear on a daily. They're super comfortable. Big giant.
Do you think it's because they do everything in-house? Do you think that's the problem? That because everything they are vertically integrated and they make every component, whereas most other companies, they outsource the bracelets, I'm guessing, to like single manufacturers. So I wonder whether that's it. Maybe they just have never had the skill.
And to Watch Addict's point, right at the bottom of the comments, the Christopher Ward Trident Pro 300 is a knockoff of the previous generation Seamaster, not the current one, but the previous generation.
Yeah, I
actually agree.
Yeah, that Trident. Let's have a look.
I wanted that one because it looked so much. I had that vibe.
Yeah, these 300s are awesome. You mean this one or the
white dial with the black? Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have the round indices, but it's definitely has that feel of the previous generation Seamaster. Absolutely. I thought that as soon as I saw it on launch. I am very tempted at wind up this year to wear my previous generation Seamaster and put them side by side.
Yeah, you should definitely.
Because you can see the design influence. Maybe I'll get Patrick to send me one.
That's one of the ones I regret selling. I wish I had that back in my collection.
Yeah, I reviewed one of these. I really like them. JR, who's in our watch group with somebody I work with, he's in a watch group, and they did an order of these. They did a custom order of them with the watch group's logo on, and they actually amputated the trident off the side of the second hand, so it's got a second hand that doesn't have the trident fork on it. Yeah,
that bums me out.
It's really weird.
I love the trident fork.
Yeah. Let's see. Actually,
I must admit, I could see one of the new GMTs joining the flock.
Yeah, I like that. That dragonfly one. Sorry, you mean the trident, GMT? Yeah,
I love that blue and white one.
Beautiful looking.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. It's the blue. I've never really got on with white ceramic bezels. Something just makes me. I think Omega put me off white ceramic bezels. Yeah.
This one.
I love the crispness of that dial.
I'd go with this. I would go with that. I think that's a real
They're
smart
all great looking watches.
Date at 6 logo. They're beautiful hands. Yeah.
If I didn't already have the 600 in GMT, I would get that.
And I like that because it's got the blue. I don't like the orange that Christopher Ward used on their GMT hands, but I do like that blue.
It's pretty looking watch.
So we've got, I presume that's points hit. I'm eyeing up Tissot PRX PR100 chronos at the moment. What do you think of that bracelet? The Tissot PRX bracelet's awesome. Yeah, I reviewed one. Really solid feeling, nice feeling, solid bracelet.
And they're eye-catching from across the room. I remember seeing a guy wearing one in Vegas. I was like, whoa, that is a great looking watch.
Didn't they come up with a whole bunch of new colorways and stuff for the PRX this year?
They did, and a forged carbon one.
Yeah. Which is a bit late to talk about now, but maybe we should talk about that next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's we'll
after I've done all my Dallas Cowboy cheerleader research.
Yeah, get that research in, Mark. While you're at it, you might want to have an addendum on Victoria's Secret just in case that comes up.
I mean, tell you what, like, bringing the decorum down. Okay, well, guys, thank you.
It was never high to start with.
Yeah, thank you so much for being so active in the comments section. Thank you to the panel.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you all next week on Casual Watch Talk Sunday Social. I should have a few reviews out this week as well, so like and subscribe to the channel. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.